Today, we're making our way from the busy streets of Phnom Penh to the island paradise of Koh Rong. To get there, we'll need to take a tuk-tuk, a bus, a tuk-tuk truck, and a ferry. With nothing booked but our first bus ticket, we thought this would be an interesting travel day.
The hat's on. That means she's preparing for seasickness.
But didn't expect it to turn out half as dramatic as it did. So yesterday we thought we would be heading to Vietnam right now. Jordan was going to book our first night's accommodation, and that's when we realised...
I may have messed up. We can't get into Vietnam for 5 more days.
Oops.
Meaning we are pretty much stuck in Phnom Penh with no plans, no hotel, and nothing to do.
But then we thought, why not take advantage of this extra time in Cambodia and get away from the chaos for something completely different?
So, instead of going to Vietnam, which we can't do anyway, we are heading south to a place that some people call the Maldives of Cambodia. It's not going to be an easy ride though.
Between us and the tropical paradise of Koh Rong stands 220 kilometres. It's currently 7:45 and I have no idea when we'll be checking into our hotel.
So if you clicked on this video because you want to know how to get to Koh Rong, you've come to the right place. Yesterday, between going to that museum and finishing with the night cruise, I spent hours and hours and hours researching the best way to get there.
Basically, there are a few options. First, what we'll call the package deal. It's on the pricier side, but you're paying for the convenience of getting from hotel to hotel. We were so close to booking this just because of how much easier it would have made the day, but then we looked at the reviews.
Next, there is the rail route. We were incredibly close to booking this one as well. It is a direct train that leaves at 7 o'clock in the morning from Phnom Penh and goes all the way to Sihanoukville. We were about to complete transaction and then we realised it takes twice as long as the bus.
And finally, what we're doing, what we're going to call the armchair adventurer. A little bit of comfort, a little bit of DIY mixed together.
First step is the surprisingly comfortable bus. We're supposed to be on here for 3.5 hours, but we'll see.
Free coffee and a cheese ? Sandwich. I did not expect this. Jordan does all of the booking in this relationship. I basically show up and have a good time. So he might have been aware that you get little treats like this, but I had no idea. And a coffee, it's a hot coffee as well. Oh, doesn't get better for a morning bus. About an hour and a half later and we have made it to the toilet break.
It seems pretty standard at every Southeast Asian bus. There's toilet breaks. This one is about halfway through, hopefully.
I will say there is a bathroom on board as well, so we don't actually need to use this. I haven't gone in there yet because when the door opens, when someone uses it, the smell is quite intense.
Can't recommend it, no. 10 minutes and then I'm back on the bus. Almost exactly 3.5 hours later, and we've made it to Sihanoukville, but we are not quite at the pier yet.
One for come back open for you 1 month.
Perfect. How do we book that?
You tell our booking.
Sorry?
You hotel staff at Mumbai.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yes. Thank you.
So you know how I said we were doing like a little bit DIY, a little bit comfort? It turns out it might be a bit more or way more on the comfort dial. We have gotten off at the bus station and booked straight onto our ferry from here. They're going to take us down to the pier and then take us on the ferry across to Longset Pier on Koh Rong for $25 per person return trip, which is what it would have cost if we got down to the pier anyway, plus we would have had to pay for a tuk-tuk to get us there. I'm happy with that, so much easier.
I expected a lot of a challenge. I thought we were going to be running around to different ferry ports and figuring out which company is going to get us there the fastest and the most comfortable. Plus, it kind of started raining on the bus over and I was worried about ferries even going. But as soon as we stepped off the bus, it's like all taken care of. So next stop, the pier.
The bus was also quite comfortable. It was very stand-in bus, but I was comfortable the whole 3 hours.
One more time.
Ooh, I was comfortable the whole 3 hours.
When you arrive, you're kind of mobbed by different tuk-tuk drivers offering you to take you to the port, which is fine. Just make sure you're checking prices. Grab would have been like $1.50 American if we wanted to do it ourselves, so you don't want to pay more than $3 or $4 if you want to get that convenience. Or do what we did and just go inside. I think our van will be here soon.
Travel day in the end. We are still trying to stick to a $100 a day budget. I think that is out the door today.
Once you add in the accommodation costs tonight, I think we're already at 100 and we've got to eat still.
Oh, that old thing.
So the original plan was to make our own way here via Grab or getting a tuk-tuk and decide which ferry was going to be right for us. I think all the prices are pretty much the same, it's just the time. So there's a speed ferry or the slower ferry. Turns out, like Emily said, we kind of got chauffeured through and have like a package deal now, and we're going all the way to the right pier and we've got about an hour to kill. So I think we're going to get something to eat and then we'll get on the ferry. This day is a lot easier than I thought it would be.
I'm tempted to get Jordan to run into a couple of the shops and see if we made a big mistake or if we made a great decision having it as sort of a package deal. But I also just want to live in my bliss of believing that this was the right decision.
Live in our bliss.
Live in our bliss. We have heard that there are no ATMs and limited mini-marts on the island. So I think we're going to get something to eat here and potentially stock up because there's also a 7-Eleven. Because we have a few hours to go at the pier, there's a Cafe Amazon here. Who can resist? Whoa, not that kid.
Perfect tropical island weather. Couldn't have timed it better.
Living the island dream. We do have the return.
Yes, yes. For the return, you keep the return, don't lose it.
Okay.
And confirm one day before.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Good job.
The hat's on. That means she's preparing for seasickness. To be honest, I already feel dizzy as well. We haven't left yet.
It's a roller coaster. We have 1 hour of this.
That was a pretty intense boat. There was a point where we were just going into the trough of a wave and I had a little view out the front and I could only see blue of the next wave. Like it was, but we made it.
How about your ferry today?
It was pretty bumpy.
Yeah. Not bad though. We just checked in. It's 4:30, which means from 8 till 4:30, 9, 10,
9
11,
hours?
12, 8.5 hours, yeah?
8, 9, 10, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4.
9 hours.
9 hours we've been moving.
Turned out to be a pretty long travel day, but we're here now.
A long travel day, but a seamless travel day.
Yeah, and like nicely broken up with rests. We're not on the beach, but the room's big enough for us.
This room is so nice, very spacious. Have you seen how big the bathroom is?
Yeah, it's nice.
There's like a goal to sink. So fancy. But I cannot wait to show you this island because it looks like when the sun's out, it is going to be glorious.